Place the hands on the thighs and just gently rotate the shoulders, lifting them up and rolling them back. Maybe closing the eyes, just softening the eyelids. Closing the mouth, breathing in and out of the nose. Focusing on the inhalation, the exhalation. Slowly mobilizing each shoulder one at a time. And then changing direction, roll the shoulder forwards. And then both together, lifting up, rolling forwards. Training the breath to move with the posture. So as we inhale, we lift up. As we exhale, we roll forwards and down. And then changing direction, going backwards, lifting up, inhaling. Exhaling, rolling back and down. As you do this, notice the shoulders, noticing the back, keeping it in line with the hips. If you're outside in the garden or in the park, good on you. If you're inside, make sure you've got the windows open, just bringing in that fresh air. And then come to stillness with the shoulders, just drop the left ear down to the left shoulder. And then roll the head forwards, right ear to right shoulder. And keep doing that small half semicircle movement with the neck. And wait for one more minute for any joiners. And maybe closing the eyes, just taking a moment to just draw your attention inward. Noticing that you're allowing this time and space for your body to move, to connect with your breath, to build muscular strength, connection, inner core stability. And as always, adding in some focus of balance to our sequence. And then big circles with the neck, all the way backwards, lifting the chin up. Let's do 3 big circles in one direction. And then after you've done that 3rd circle, switching the opposite way. Bringing lots of love to our neck, upper back, our trapezius muscle. Focusing on the breath. As we stretch and move, we ease off tension. It also makes us feel a lot happier too. Releasing that stress, any tension we carry in the muscles and in the body. And then once you've done 3, come to seated at the back of the mat. All right, we'll begin, boys. So, placing the hands on the knees. We're going to take a deep inhale, lift up the hands. Deep exhale, draw the hands wide. Bring the hands back to the knees. Deep inhale, reach the hands up. Deep exhale. Forcing that breath out through the mouth. One more time. Deep inhale through the nose. And deep exhale. Dropping the chin as we do. Reach the hands towards the front of the mat, coming into your tabletop position. We're going to exhale and push the tummy down into cow. And then inhale, lift up the chest, lift up the shoulders to cat. Tuck that chin in. Exhale, push down to cow. Lift up the chin. And then inhale, rounding to cat. Tilt the pelvis in towards you, creating that lovely U shape, upside down U shape with our bodies. Exhaling to cat and to cow. Inhaling to cow. Flexion and extension of our spine, protracting the shoulder blades out to the side in our cat. Inhaling to cow. Lifting up that chin as high as we can, even looking up, maybe the eyebrows lift too. And then inhaling to cat. Good, come to a nice stillness, drop the elbows down to the floor. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips into dolphin pose, look through the ankles and keep one leg straight, bending the other. Keep it walking out in our dolphin pose. Now the shoulders are in line with the shoulders are in line with the elbows, okay? Palms facing down, tuck that chin in, looking through the ankles. Feel that stretch in the calves, the base of our hamstrings. Keep it moving. For 3, relax the head. For 2, feel those quads engaged. And 1. Good. From here, drop the knees, bring the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, push back to downward dog now. Again, setting yourself up on your mat. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Hips distance apart with the feet, shoulder distance apart with the hands. Spread the weight into the fingers and relax the head again, pushing the chest as close to the thighs. Keep the legs moving. 2 more breaths. Noticing the body, the sensations as we warm up the body. 1 more breath. And then come to stillness. Take an inhale, look forwards. As you exhale, step that right foot forwards, then the left. Inhale to your halfway lift. Press the weight into the toes, and then exhale, fold. Grab the elbows into ragdoll. And you can stay nice and still in your ragdoll. Just notice the stretching going on in the back of the legs. Noticing the spine unwinding. Head is heavy, tucking it in towards the chest. Letting gravity pull those elbows closer towards our toes. And just notice where you are with the legs. Maybe they are straight, maybe they have a little bit of a bend. 1 more breath. Stay nice and still, gentle inversion. And then on your next inhale, bring your hands to the floor, lift up to your halfway lift onto those shins, flatten that back. Push the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold hands to the toes, bend the knees, sweep the mat from back to front, lifting up Tadasana nice and tall. Take that inhale. Exhale, hands through heart center, all the way to the floor, tuck the chin in. Take an inhale, halfway lift, weight into the toes, so shifting off the heels. Again, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, fold. Hands to the toes, tuck the chin into the chest. Press the hands into the mat, step that left leg back, and then the right leg back, finding your down dog pose. Again, keeping the legs moving at the beginning of class. Make sure there is no bend in the elbows. Extend the arms, push again the shoulders away from the ears. We're not slumping into our shoulders, we're pushing out, away from the floor. Looking through the ankle space for 3. Spread the weight into the palms and into the fingers. Use those hands that you have, that surface area. Even gripping the hands or the fingers into the mat. 1 more breath. Take an inhale, come to stillness, look forwards. Exhale, step the left foot forwards, then the right. Inhale to your halfway lift. Push the shoulders away from those ears. Engage the lower back. Exhale, fold, hands to toes, bend the knees. Sweep the mat from back to front on your inhale, lifting up Tadasana, nice and tall, reaching, extending. Exhale, fold, hands through heart center, tucking that chin in last. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold, hands to the floor, step the left leg back, then the right leg back, finding your high plank. So in a high plank, remember the hands under the shoulders. Push the shoulders away from the floor. Tuck in that pelvis, lock in the core. Check the feet to hips distance apart. Onto those toes. Holding it here for 3 more breaths. Notice the kneecaps. 2 more breaths. Last breath. Drop down to your knees and then slowly lower the chest. Take the hips with you. Bend into the elbows. Once the chest hits the floor, fold the feet down. Inhale to cobra, lift up. Exhale, fold, chin to the floor. Tuck the toes, lift up to that half plank. And then that full plank, holding here. 3 more breaths. Getting stronger. 2 more breaths. Now, if you feel like your back is aching, push the shoulders higher. 1 more breath. And then push the hips back to downward dog. Step the feet forwards ever so slightly. Take an inhale, look forwards. Exhale, walk, jump or step softly towards the hands. Inhale to your halfway lift. Weight into those toes off the heels. Feel that stretch back of the legs. Shoulders away from ears. Exhale, fold hands to the toes, tuck the chin in. Push the elbows to the front of the room now. And then sweep the mat from back to front. Inhale, lift up, a Tadasana. For 3. 2 more breaths. Pressing the hands together, maybe crossing the thumbs. Last breath. And then exhale, fold hands through heart center all the way down to the floor. Tuck that chin in. Inhale, lift up halfway, weight into toes, shoulders away from ears, flat back. Exhale, fold, hands to your toes, bending the knees. Take an inhale, press your hands into the mat. Step, jump, or walk back to your high plank. Land with control. Good, breathing here, 2 breaths. Spread the fingers wide. 1 more breath, everyone. And then on your exhale, drop the knees, slowly lower the chest, take the hips with you. Press into the floor with the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift up to cobra. Exhale, fold, chin to the floor, tuck the toes, inhale to your half plank. And then your full plank, 2 more breaths, everyone. Look down at those hands, spread the fingers wide. Push into the heels, 1 more breath. And then push your hips high to downward dog. Nice work. Remember, elbows are protracting out to the sides. Don't slump into the shoulders, pushing away from the floor, creating that upside down V position. 1 more breath in your down dog, tucking that chin in, looking to the back of the room. Take an inhale, look forwards. Option to walk, jump, or step towards the hands, landing softly. Inhale to your halfway lift, shift the weight forwards into the toes, shoulders away from the ears, creating that space. Exhale, fold, rebend the knees, tuck the chin in. Sweeping the mat from back to front, inhale, lift up Tadasana, nice and tall, squeezing the kneecaps, crossing the thumbs together, pressing the hands together, holding here for 3. Find that extension in the spine for 2. Last breath. Fold through heart center, hands to the floor, forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, hands to the mat, step, jump, or walk back to your high plank. Chaturanga flow from here. So if you want to drop down to the knees for your chaturanga, drop the knees down. Lower the chest halfway, bend into the elbows, and then flip the tops of the feet into the floor. Keep those hips off the ground, then lift up the chest to your upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes or rock back, push back to downward facing dog. Take an inhale, look forwards. Exhale, step that right foot forwards and then the left. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold, hands to the toes, bending into the knees, rounding the back. Sweep the mat from back to front, lift up Tadasana, taking the inhale. Exhale, swan dive the hands now, widen to the floor. Tuck that chin in, then lift up to your halfway lift. Remember those cues, sending the weight into the toes, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Take the inhale, press the hands into the mat, step, jump, or walk back to your high plank. Finding that high plank, hands under shoulders, chaturanga flow. I'm going to demonstrate from full plank. We're going to shift over the wrists, lower down into the elbows, keeping that halfway hold. Flip the tops of the feet into the floor, pull yourself forwards and up to your upward facing dog. Notice any cracks, any areas of releasing some tension. And then tuck the toes, send the hips back to your downward facing dog. 1 more sun A flow, take an inhale, look forwards. Exhale, walk, jump, or step. So play with that variation, coming forward, step, jumping, or walking. Take an inhale to your halfway lift, shoulders away from ears, remember. Exhale, fold, rounding the spine, tuck that chin into the chest. Sweeping the mat from back to front, inhale, lift up Tadasana, nice and tall. Taking that inhale, crossing those thumbs. Exhale, swan dive your hands wide and down to the floor. Use the breath to move. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold, hands to the floor. Press the hands into the mat, step, jump, or walk back to your high plank on your inhale.
Take the exhale, shift forward, chaturanga flow. Inhale to your upward facing dog. Push the hips away from the floor. 4 points of contact in your up dog, your hands, the tops of the feet. Hips are off the ground, thighs are off the ground, kneecaps off the ground. Tuck the toes, send the weight back, downward facing dog. Good, and just finding that breath back in our down dog. Noticing as you practice more and more yoga, whichever style, the down dog becomes one of those relaxation asanas, okay? It does take practice, lots of upper body strength. One more breath. Good, take an inhale, reach that right leg nice and high. Point the toes up, finding your 3-leg down dog hold. Keep the gaze at the left toes. Send the weight even into both hands. One more breath. And then inhale, shifting forward. You can drop your right foot to the floor, but finding that high plank, keep that right foot off the ground if you can. Push back to 3-leg down dog. Inhale, shift forward. You can drop the right foot if you'd like, or keep it lifted. Exhale, push back to 3-leg down dog. One last time, inhale, shift forwards. Keep those shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, 3-leg down dog. Nice work. Send the right foot down. Then inhale, left leg high. Finding 3-leg down dog. Point the toes to the sky or the ceiling. Keep gazing at your right toes. Send that heel to the floor as far as you can. Taking that breath in. And then exhale out. Take the inhale, shift forwards. Shoulders over wrists. Keep that left leg lifted this time. Exhale, push back, 3-leg down dog. Inhale, shifting forwards. Exhale, kick back. Inhale, shift forwards. Last one, everybody. Exhale, kick back. Send the left foot down. Take an inhale, look forwards at your hands, and as you exhale, slowly walk the hands backwards towards the toes. Try not to rock the hips too much. Take your time, notice how straight or how bent the legs are, and then find that ragdoll pose again, tucking the chin in. Add a little bit of sway to this movement or this asana, just noticing the mid-back, our thoracic spine, as we allow the head to rock left, rock right. Engaging with the move. Keep it steady in the feet. Bring the hands to the floor. Take an inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold, recollapse. Swing the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers if you can. Extend the arms long and over. Tucking that chin in. We're going to do 5 breaths here. We're going to engage the legs. So as you inhale, straighten those legs. Send the weight forwards into the toes. Lift up the chest slightly. As you exhale, bend the knees, bring the chest close to the thighs. Inhale, lift, extend. Exhale, bend, and touch the thighs. Inhale, lift, extend. Exhale, bend, and tuck that chin in. Good. Inhale, lift. Engage the core. Exhale, relax, and bend. Last time, feel the shoulders releasing even further. Inhale, lift, extend, and then exhale, bend. Release the hands. Inhale, walking the hands back into that downward facing dog. Tuck the chin in, look to the back of the room. And then from here, slowly reach that right leg up to the sky. Point the toes up, up, up. Exhale, look forwards, bring the knee close to the chin, and as soon as you feel like you can't lift the knee any further, step it down, lift up the hands, finding crescent moon. So back heel is lifted, back leg is long, looking up, shoulders pressed back, bend into that front leg. Take an inhale, and then exhale, we're gonna aeroplane the arms back, chest to thigh, weight into the front leg, holding it here, 1 breath. On the inhale, sweep the hands back up, crescent moon, lifting the chin, lifting the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, aeroplane the arms behind you. Interlace the fingers now. Press the wrists close together, extend through the chest. Weight into the front leg. 1 more breath. Take the inhale, press the hands into the mat. As you exhale, send the right leg back, chaturanga from here. Take an inhale to your halfway lift. Upward facing dog. And then exhale, tuck the toes, send the weight back, downward facing dog. Other side, send that left leg nice and high. As you exhale, look forwards, bend the knee, draw the knee close to the chin. Hold it as far and as long as you can, and then step that left foot down. Inhale the hands up, finding your crescent moon. Now with crescent moon, make sure the toes on both feet are pointing forwards. Bend nicely into that leading leg. Back leg is straight and long, heel lifted up. Squeeze the shoulders together behind. Take the inhale. Exhale, lean forward, sweep the arms back, airplane arms, find your balance. Look down at your left toes. Hold it here for one breath. Inhale, sweep the arms, crescent moon. Exhale, airplane arms, lower that chest, interlace the fingers, push them to the back of the room. Little chest expansion, weight into the front leading leg. One more breath. Inhale, lift the hands, crescent moon. Exhale, hands to the floor, send that left leg back, find your high plank. Chaturanga flow from here, drop to the knees or shift the weight forwards from your high plank. Lift up to your upward facing dog on your inhale. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So playing around with that weight, shifting it to the front leg and then back into center. Take an inhale, lift up the right leg high. Exhale, send the foot halfway, finding warrior one. Drop the back heel down, hands on hips, squaring the hips to the front, lifting up the chest. Bend into that front knee. From here, sweep the hands up, taking the inhale. Exhale, release the hands behind you, push down, extend through the chest, look up. Inhale, sweep the hands back up. Send the weight forwards into that front leg. Exhale, release the hands back, interlace the fingers, push down behind the right bottom cheek. Good, and then from here, send the weight into the right leg. Slowly float that left leg off the floor. And then maybe we're gonna lower the chest so it's parallel. Left leg is behind, finding extended arms, warrior three. Find your balance for 3, for 2, for 1. Step back to your warrior one, left foot down, toes out 45 degrees. Inhale the hands up to the ceiling. And then exhale, release the hands to the floor. Send the hips to the squaring to the mat, tucking in the toes, and then shift forwards to your chaturanga flow. Take an inhale to your up dog. Shoulders away from ears. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Nice work, everyone. One breath. Take an inhale, sweep that left leg high now. Exhale, step halfway between your hands. Drop that back heel, toes out 45 degrees, hands on the hips. Bend into the front leg. Inhale the hands to the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. And then exhale, release the hands behind you. Push the chest forwards. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Push them down behind the left bottom cheek. Look up. Inhale, sweep the hands back up. Warrior one. Exhale, release the hands behind, push down, expand through the heart space. Good. From here, inhale, shift forwards. Continue to hinge at your hips, lowering the chest, maybe hover the right foot off the floor. And then slowly, imagine we're bringing the chest parallel. Find your stability in your left foot for 3. Creating that T shape with our body for 2. Keeping the hands behind our back, helping to counterbalance that leg lift for 1. Inhale, step that right foot down. Warrior one, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, release the hands to the floor, step that left leg back, find that high plank, but square the hips first. Shift forwards, chaturanga. Inhale to your upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So in our down dog, send the hips nice and high. Legs should feel a lot more loose and ready for our flow this afternoon. Press those hands away from the floor, shifting the shoulders away from the ears. One more breath. strong in the legs. Take an inhale, reach the right leg high. Exhale, look forwards, bend the knee, draw it close to the chin and then step it down. Inhale, hands to crescent moon. Lifting them above the shoulders, stacking over the hips, back leg is long, heel lifted high. Take an inhale, look up. Exhale, lean forwards, chest to thigh, airplane arms, weight into the front leg. Look down at your right toe. Inhale, lift up the hands, crescent moon. Exhale, airplane arms, interlace the hands behind you, push away from the shoulders, hold here for 3, for 2, 1 more breath, keep that core locked. Take an inhale, reach the arms up, crescent moon. Exhale, interlace the hands behind you. Send the weight into the front leg. Shift that left leg slightly higher. Hover on the right leg. Find your balance. For 3. For 2. For 1, step that left foot back to your crescent moon. Reach the arms up, up, up. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Send the right leg back. Chaturanga flow. Working through this power sequence. Take an inhale to your up dog. And then exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Gaze through the ankles. Now just notice as you push the heel down to the floor, 1 foot at a time. Noticing how loose and how active our calves feel now. Warming up the legs. Take an inhale, sweep that left leg to the ceiling or to the sky. As you exhale, look forwards, bend the knee, point the toes to the back of the room, draw the knee close to the chin and then step it down. Inhale the arms up to crescent moon. Taking that inhale. Exhale, aeroplane the arms to the back. Look down at your left toes, find your balance. Shoulders away from ears. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up, crescent moon. Exhale, interlace the hands behind you. Get ready for that shift in weight, guys. Send the weight forwards into that left leg. Hover the right knee off the floor. Finding warrior 3, hold for 3. Squeezing that standing leg kneecap for 2. For 1, send that right foot down. Inhale the arms up to crescent moon. Look up, stacking hands above shoulders, above hips. Exhale, release the hands to the floor. Sweep that left leg back. Find that high plank hold. And then chaturanga flow. Inhale to your upward facing dog. Lift the chin up, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Nice work. 2 breaths in your down dog here. One more breath. Take an inhale, sweep that right leg to the ceiling or to the sky. Exhale, step halfway, finding warrior 1. Drop that back heel, hands to the hips. Inhale the hands to the ceiling, bend into that front leg. And now exhale, airplane the arms, lower the chest. This time you're gonna lift that left leg off the floor. Inhale to your warrior 3. Exhale, step that left foot down, warrior 1. Inhale the hands up. So working through this slow transition, focusing on our leg strength. Inhale, we're gonna reach the hands up. Exhale, airplane the arms. Take the foot on behind you with the arms. So you're lifting that left foot as the hands go back. Step back to your warrior 1. Legs, inhale the hands to the ceiling. One more time, everyone. Exhale, airplane the arms. Send the weight into your front right leg. Lift the left foot off the floor, even if it's a couple of inches. Practice lifting higher. Exhale, step the left foot down. Inhale the arms to warrior 1. And then bring the hands to Samasthiti here to heart center. Open up the eyes, lift the hands to the ceiling, and then exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Square the hips with the mat. Send the weight back to your high plank, chaturanga flow. Inhale as you come to your upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, send the weight back to your downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Remember to relax the chin, tuck it in towards the chest, long spine. 1 more breath. Sending the left leg high now, as high as you can. Point those toes up. As you exhale, look forwards. Step halfway, finding warrior one, hands on the hips. Square the right toes out to the side, 45 degrees. And then inhale, lift up the chest. Bend nicely into that back leg, ever so slightly, just not locking in the knee. Reach the arms up to the ceiling or to the sky, looking up. Exhale, send the arms back, aeroplane the arms. Slow transition to begin with. Send the right foot off the floor a couple of inches. Try to extend the left leg. And then step back to warrior one, legs reaching the arms up, big inhale. Exhale, aeroplane arms, send the weight to the left leg, send the right leg high. Good, last time, step the right foot back. Inhale, the arms to the sky or the ceiling. Exhale, last time. Strong in that left leg. Kick that right leg as high as you can. Keep the hips square to the floor. And then slowly step back, slow transition, arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to the floor, step the feet back to your high plank, chaturanga flow as you go, using your breath as you move, transition and flow. Inhaling to that upward facing dog. Exhaling to your downward facing dog. Taking that inhale, look forwards at your hands, working on crow practice here. So walk the feet as far towards the wrist as you can, keeping the hips up high. Now spread the hands to your high-fiving the mat. Then gently look forwards, lifting the chin, push the edges of the knees or the kneecaps into our triceps. Find that sweet spot that feels somewhat supporting the legs and the weight in the arms. Just finding that counterbalance, so squeeze the core, keep the hips up high, and then lift up the toes, one foot and then the other, just for practice. And then when you're ready, send both toes together behind you. Reaching the arms long, forehead to the floor. And just find that extension in the spine, letting the elbows settle to the floor as well. Just taking a few moments. After our power flow and our practice inversion of crow. Two more breaths. One more breath. Good, then slowly inhale, lift up the chest. Keep those elbows on the floor. Send the weight into the shoulders. Draw the knees together. Push the hips back into your dolphin pose again, just like we started at the beginning of class. So keep the legs moving here. Elbows over shoulders. Tucking the chin in for 3, for 2. And then meet me in downward facing dog. You can drop your knees to the floor or you can press your left hand into the floor and then your right hand extending one arm at a time, finding your downward facing dog. Take an inhale, look forward to the hands and then exhale, slowly walk all the way, toes touching the wrists, bending the knees and rolling all the way up the spine, one vertebra at a time, lifting the chin last. And then doing 3 shoulder rolls with the shoulders, lifting them up, rolling them down and back, lifting them up, using the breath, rolling down and back as you exhale. Last time, inhale, lifting up, and then rolling them back and down. Option to take your water break now, everybody. Find your space in the middle of the mat. Finding our tree pose, one of the foundational poses in our yoga practice. Taking that right foot off the floor, pointing the toes forwards, arms out to your side. And then draw the heel close to the groin. Finding that balance, engaging the core. So I'm practicing with one eye open. Brings a bit of a challenge element to it. Find your balance, your drishti, your sweet spot. Good, reach the arms away from the body, all the way up to the ceiling or the sky. Push the chest forwards. Again, play around with that balance with one eye open. For 3. For 2. Notice how we sway in the wind. Playing with that balance for 1. Step that right foot down, shake it out, other side. Take the left foot off the floor, arms by your side. Play around the other eye this time. So it's just a teaching point. You don't have to try it if you don't want to. Keep both eyes open if you want. Otherwise, practice that balance. Be challenged by one eye open, one eye closed. Then when you're ready, send the heel into the inner thigh, pressing the sole of the foot. Arms out to the side. And just notice how it really does impact that balance. Reach the arms up. If you've mastered the one eye open, one eye closed, try practicing both eyes closed. Good, 2 more breaths. Squeezing the standing leg kneecap, 1 more breath. And then release the foot down, shaking it out. Nice work, everyone. Come to the back of your mat. Taking that inhale, lifting up the chest, lifting up the chin. As you exhale, roll the chin forwards, hands to the toes, walk your hands forwards, finding your downward facing dog. Send the weight into the heels. Keep the hips up high, spread the weight into the fingertips. And then when you're ready, sweep that right leg up to the sky or the ceiling. As you exhale, look forward, step all the way through, slice the arms open, rotate that back heel down 90 degrees, parallel to the short edge of the mat into warrior 2. Arms out nice and even at shoulder height. Looking forwards, rotate the thumbs so they're pointing upwards. Expand the hands, we're high-fiving the side. As you bend into that front leg, check you can see your big toe. Alignment of the heels, front and back leg. Staying nice and strong and static here for 3. For 2. 1 more breath. Good, just tick-tocking our hands. We're gonna reach our left arm back, reverse warrior. Don't forget that bend in the front knee. Finding that right side body stretch. 2 more breaths. Maybe that left hand's going down the back of the left shin here. 1 more breath. Good, inhale back those warrior 2 arms. Exhale, right elbow to right knee. Reach the left arm to the front of the mat. So we're stretching the opposite side of our body now. Bend into that front leg, don't let it go. Lift the chest, look up to the left for 3. Finding that length as we reach for 2. Last breath. Good, inhale the arms back up to warrior 2 and then cuddle the hands down to the floor. Sweep yourself onto the left side of your foot coming into side. Again, if this is too intense, we could drop our knee to the floor. Stack the feet one on top of the other or one in front of the other. Maybe lift the right leg off the floor, finding your star pose. 1 more breath. Good. Come forwards, shoulders and hips in line with the mat. Chaturanga flow. Moving with control, moving with the breath. Take the inhale to your up dog. Take the exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. 1 breath. Sweep the left leg high to the ceiling or the sky. As you exhale, look forward, step through, and then open the arms up to warrior 2. Slow transition, bend into the front leg, look forwards, check the chin is in line with the shoulders. Check that back foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat, aligning the hips. Shoulders over hips as well. 2 more breaths. And just notice what comes up in those poses which we find particularly uncomfortable. Rotate the hands, thumbs pointing up. 1 more breath. How do you cope in uncomfort? You can breathe through it with our practice. Good, and then from here, we're going to reach the left arm up, take the right hand back, reverse warrior. Bend into the front leading leg, left side body stretch. 1 more breath. Good, take an inhale, warrior 2 arms. Exhale, left elbow to left knee, right arm to the front of the room. Imagine that the pinky finger is in line with our heel on the right, so long side body stretch. Look underneath the right armpit to open and expand the chest. 1 more breath. So in yoga, we're always thinking about just centimeter we can gain. Stretching further into the muscle. Inhale back to warrior 2 arms. Woo, legs are burning. Cut all the hands down to the floor. Send the left leg back. Find your high plank. Chaturanga flow. Inhale to your up dog, lifting up the chest. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, lift the left leg now. As you exhale, step halfway, keeping both legs as straight as you can. Drop the back heel to the floor. Walk your hands in line with the shoulders, finding your pyramid pose. Now don't worry if that back heel is lifted quite high or if we're bending into the back leg. Wherever you are with your flexibility in your hamstrings and your legs, just notice where you are. Hands might be on the floor, fingertips might be on the floor, or we might even be pushing into our left lower shin. Try to round the spine, tuck the chin into the chest, look at your right toes, focusing on our left leg. One more breath. So noticing the legs are in train track positions. Left is on left side, left foot is on left side, right foot is on right side. Tucking that chin in. One more breath. And enjoying the stretch. Noticing how open and how much space we promote as we stretch. All the benefits of flexibility, mobility, and balance, which we gain from our yoga practice. Take an inhale, step the right foot to meet the left, bend the knees, finding your gorilla pose, right hand under right foot, left hand under left foot. And then just practice shifting that weight forwards and backwards, keeping that core locked in. Allowing the head to hang heavy. Slowly, one hand at a time, release from the sole of the foot. And then set the left leg back as far as you can. Straighten out both legs, finding pyramid pose. And just notice how different it could be with our right leg leading this time. The hips are squared to the front, so they're facing forwards. Shoulders are square as well. Left foot on left side, right foot on right side. Train track feet. Tucking that chin in. Breathe into the stretch with the right leg. Release the left kneecap as well. We don't want to hold any tension with our quadriceps on our left leg. So let it all go. Two more breaths. Good, slowly inhale, lift up the chest, step the left foot to meet the right, and then fold forwards again, finding ragdoll, arms in front of shins, or you can take the arms behind the shins, also behind the calves. This really helps to protract the shoulder blades out to the side with our arms behind. Going back to those 5 breaths, wherever you are in your ragdoll arms, you're going to exhale, bend the knees, and then inhale, extend the legs as far as you can, tucking that chin in. Exhale, bend into the knees. Inhale, extend the legs. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. 2 more. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. And then inhale, extend. Slowly release the hands, toe heel the feet out all the way to the edge of your yoga mat. Paschimottanasana, wide leg fold. And then release the elbows. Relax your kneecaps again. Notice what goes on with our upper body, our torso, as we relax those kneecaps. Keeping hold of the elbows, inner thigh stretch activation, tucking that chin to the chest, looking to the back of the room. 2 more breaths. Send the weight into the outside edges of our feet. We call those the knife edge side of the foot, so the outside edge of our feet, where the pinky toe is. Last breath. And then slowly release the hands to the floor. Inhale, lift up the chest, look forwards, flat back. Exhale, slowly toe heel the feet halfway back, and then dropping the heel and the bottom all the way to the floor. Bringing the knees out to the side, finding your butterfly pose, squeezing the soles of the feet together, or placing the soles of the feet together, and then let those knees just flutter for a couple of moments, tucking in that, lifting up the chest, tucking the chin in, nice and flat in the back, lower back muscles engaged, shoulders pushed to the back, creating that space between the ears. And then come to stillness with the knees. Draw the elbows into the inner thighs, rounding the spine, drawing our chest as close to the bases of our big toes as we can. If you find you have that flexibility and that hinge movement in the hips, maybe draw the elbows to the shins, dig into the shins, place the hands in front of the toes, and again, pull yourself towards the floor. Feel the inner thighs. Feel that lovely compression. Slowing down your breath. And then slowly lift up the chest, draw the knees together, reach your arms out in front of you, and then slowly lower the back all the way to the floor. Keeping those arms at shoulder height, not letting them fall, keep them at shoulder height. Press into the heels. And then once the base of your spine touches the floor, allow the rest of the spine to fall down as well. And then get into a comfortable position, let the knees drop to the left and to the right, releasing our lower lumbar spine. And then come to a nice stillness, draw the knees into the chest and extend your left leg long, keep the right knee tucked in, squeezing that right knee in as far to the right rib cage as you can. Find that hip compression. Now as we do that, release your left leg. Again and again, release the left leg. Not holding on to any tension. Then draw the right knee across, finding your supine twist, stacking the hip, opening up the chest, winging out the arms to the side. And just listen to your body, notice the cracks. Notice any release of tension. And relax and notice how you feel in this posture, our restorative supine twist as we rinse the body, detoxify, and help to aid our digestive system. Our organs are smooth muscles, allowing us to move and twist in this position with our torso. And then slowly bringing the knees into the chest, squeezing them in, realigning the spine, and extending your right leg, keeping the left side knee tucked in this time. Find that hip compression, left side. Squeeze it in towards the outside of your rib. And then when you're ready, roll it across to the right. Look to your left. Fan out the arms, wingspan, nice and wide. Relax your bottom cheek on both sides. Relax your shoulders. Allow the breath to settle. Allowing our heart rate to return to its baseline. And then slowly draw yourself back into the chest, knees tucked in. Extend the legs long with your 2 index fingers. If you can grab the big toe, try to grab the big toe and extend our legs. Maybe the tailbone will lift. Moving into our plow pose, pull the feet towards the back of the room or the back of the garden. And as you do this, the arms will stay long beside you. The hips will come in line with the shoulders. Then release your arms to the side, shuffling the shoulders a little bit further back. And if the toes are touching the floor, relax the knees. Maybe the knees will come to the outside of your ears, keeping your head nice and still. If you need to support your lower back, bend the elbows and place the hands behind your lower back. Breathe here for 3, for 2, and 1. Start to extend the arms. Now reach the hands towards the big toe again. Grab hold of the big toe with your 2 index fingers and roll down the spine, releasing your lower back last, keeping it tucked, keeping the hips tucked in, keeping the lower back pressed into the floor for this final lower of the legs, engaging the core this whole time, and then taking your time, watch those toes as they lower all the way to the floor. Now it gets a little bit harder the further away our toes are towards our body. So start to point the toes away from you, extending through the legs, squeezing the kneecaps, squeezing your quads. And then once the ankles touch the floor, allow your body to settle in your Shavasana, taking deep breaths in through the nose and maybe exhaling the breath out through the mouth. Finding your few breaths in your Shavasana. And then drawing your attention inward. Letting go of any thoughts that do not serve your Shavasana pose. Working on our spiritual connection with our bodies. Allowing the body to rest and settle while the mind focuses on the breath. Starting to feel the sensations of our physical practice as we move into our spiritual practice, aiding our spiritual well-being as well. Finding that stillness and patience with our bodies. Imagining everything melting off the body, melting onto the mat, onto the ground, onto the floor. Feeling the breath maybe get heavier, deeper. Maybe you can feel the heartbeat. Maybe you can feel pins and needles in your extremities. Maybe you're able to get to know your body on a deeper level, holding on to tension perhaps in the base of the foot, perhaps in the kneecaps, maybe even nowhere in the body, holding tension to. Doing that full body check, the eyebrows down the body, all the way to our tiptoes, and then going back up. Strong. Slowly start to wiggle the toes and the fingers. Perhaps nodding the head left and right, perhaps taking the arms above the head, finding that long body stretch. And then keeping your eyes closed, roll over to a side position, fetal position. For 3 breaths, allowing yourself to be as still and relaxed as you were in your Shavasana. Slowly begin to press away from the floor, lifting up your chest as you go. Find yourself either in seated with the knees crossed or sitting back into the heels. Hands placed on the knees, and then gently draw some circles with the knees. Remain seated nice and tall through the base of the spine, stacking the shoulders in line, pushing the shoulders away from the ears. Think about that posture. And then changing the direction with the knees. To your heart center, bow your head forwards. Thank you everyone for joining this afternoon class on Tuesdays. It's such a pleasure to move, grow, progress with our